Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a plan with me in my Hobonichi weeks for the week of January 28th through February 3rd. So I just wanted to show you what I am thinking about using this week so that way you can see everything up front. I am going to be using the Hobonichi Techo 2019 Uniball Jetstream pen that came with the Hobonichi weeks or any of the Hobonichi planners if you purchase directly from the Hobonichi website. I am planning to use these two washi. I've been using a lot of Simply Gilded washi recently and I wanted to use something that was not Simply Gilded. So this is washi that is at Michael's. So basically something that you can find in any of your craft stores. I wanted to do something that didn't have leftover stickers. So this week I decided I was going to use a lot of pens, inks, and I'm going to be using these Tombow markers. So I did do a pen color test, which I will show you in this notebook, but these are the three colors that I'm using: the 873, 993, and 192, and those are the colors that go along with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all three of them, but if I do use colors, those are the ones I'm planning to use. Then for these are interesting. These are actually a Pentel hybrid, and these actually came as a full set. So I will go ahead and I did take a picture of those, so I'll show you what the packaging looks like. But as you can see, they come in lots of different pen tip sizes. And again, I'll show you what all of those look like. It's just like a black gel ink. And then I am thinking of using, it's a little bit hard to see, but this is maybe you can see that one's just kind of like imprinted into the plastic. It's a Pentel sign pen, originally in Japanese, and it's just a kind of a brush tip or felt tip type pen. So back when I did my Hobonichi weeks setup, I talked about using the notebook as kind of to add additional pages when I needed them. I actually this year haven't used the notes section of the Hobonichi like I was planning to do, and I had done like monthly plan with me's in the Hobonichi weeks, almost kind of like a bullet journal collection style in the back of the book. I have a couple of those months, I think like November, December. I haven't really done that this year. So what I used the notes for this week was to actually kind of do a layout test because I wanted to do something really different. I wanted to try tracking more things. And so even though this is a tiny bit smaller than the actual weeks, I can still kind of do a rough layout and see what I'm thinking. So this is roughly what the layout looks like. Here's where you can see the color test that I did. So I actually laid down some of the washi and then put the colored inks. You can see I tried a couple more ink tests before I settled on the kind of the golden color shade, this darker green, and then this lighter peach shade. Down here at the very bottom, you can see the ink test. So it goes from a 0.8 all the way to a 0.3. It definitely smears with the Tombow, so I'm gonna have to lay down the Tombows first and then write over them, or I have to be really careful and make sure not to touch the ink once I've put it down. However, on the next page, you can see there's no bleeding, just shadowing, which is normal for a Tomoe River paper. So, and same thing with the Tombows. A little tiny bit of shadowing, but nothing too bad. So I'm really happy with how those inks are going to turn out, as long as I don't put down the Tombows after I write on the black ink. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm going to also be using the straight edge of this ruler from Hobonichi. So this is last week's. Kind of zoom that in for you. Whoops, just hit the top of my lamp there. So as you can see, I do have a lot of things that I still need to complete, and I also still have a lot of space. So for the next, or I guess this coming week spread, I shortened in my to-do list, or the space for my to-do list. I just don't think I need quite as much space. And this is even more spread out than I would have normally done. I did utilize a lot of stickers, which I really like, so I do like how this turned out. But today, or for this week, I wanted to try less of a sticker spread and just more of an ink spread, because I don't usually do an ink spread, and I wanted to see how it would turn out. So what I'm going to do is basically outline the horizontal section, and then I'm planning to break it into the 3 squares like I had been doing before I started in this year's planner. I was doing it in last year's planner a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, another thing I did note with these ink pens is that there is a little bit of dry down time, so I'm also going to have to be really careful not to smudge the ink. So I'm going to focus on getting lines straight and not smearing ink, and I'm going to probably speed up this part of the video. Okay, I have the outside box outline for this one done. I'm going to make sure that this dries before I start trying to do the inside lines, because I just don't want to smear the ink with this straight edge on accident. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this side, and I'm so sorry about the light. When I film in the morning, I have light coming in from this angle, so it's a little bit harsh. But I'm going to go ahead and start filling out this side and just doing the boxes for this part. I might use pencil first just to make sure that I have the lines in the correct spots, and then I'll be using the pen to fill out the dark lines. All right, so I went ahead and did the outline in pencil, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do the words in the dark black sign pen, Pentel sign pen. I'm not gonna do calligraphy or like brush lettering because I'm not very good at it, but I did want to try and do the just like a thicker downward stroke for my letters, and to really have this pop out. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now. I went ahead and erased it just in case this takes a really long time to dry, because I know I'll get a little bit impatient and want to erase it, and it may not be completely dry yet. So all right, here we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the horizontal lines and fill out these boxes here. Okay, so as you can see, I did the lines a little bit differently. I did go ahead and do the vertical lines down to divide this into 3 sections. Before I did the bottom and the side lines, I did use the Tombow markers because I wanted to do a slight drop shadow, but I didn't want to smear the lines. So I did the black ink after I used the Tombow. So that's what it looks like right now. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm also thinking of doing this middle column of dividing it in half and doing like noting, exercise, and then like social media. And then over here, I wanted to do water tracking and then like vitamins, meal, like did I stick to my meal plan, no spend, and then like when I woke up and went to sleep. So I'm gonna go ahead and divide each of these sides out right now. All right, so the sun is coming in and I'm actually holding up a piece of paper to block it, otherwise it looks like this. But here's what my finished spread looks like. I am gonna fill it in on camera, but I wanted to show you what it looks like beforehand. So I did these horizontal lines. The slightly larger box is gonna be for exercise, and then the smaller box is gonna be social media. Here I'm gonna keep track of my water count, and then the pinkish orange is going to be, I'm just gonna put like a check mark if I've taken all my vitamins, a check mark on the yellow if I haven't spent anything, and then a check mark on the green if I have followed my meal plan. And then in the white spot, I'm gonna do what time I woke up and what time I went to bed. And then this is just going to be important things. So the hours that I work, any meetings and stuff that I have. Over here, I went ahead and erased all of the pencil lines except for where the sign pen was, because I still need to let it dry. As you can see, there's a little bit of smudging right there when I tried to erase it. So I still have to erase a little bit of pencil here, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer to let it dry a little bit more. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill everything in, and then I will be right back. So I'm going to have to drop this piece of paper and bring back the awkward sunlight. Okay, so here is what it looks like finally. So I put in all my work hours for this week. I have a couple of extra things happening on Tuesday, and then I'm not covering up anything here that I don't want you to see. It's just that I don't know if I'm going to the Museum of Science after class on Friday. I have to talk to a few students, and then here I don't know what time we're doing dinner, so I didn't write that in the actual on the actual page just yet. I did note that we are doing Chinese New Year celebration and then the Super Bowl on Sunday. Over here on this side, I have my top 3 job application progress reports and to make sure I exercise, a couple of items to do, and then for progress reports, this space here will be my students' names. I just I'm gonna fill in the rest of it off camera. And then for tracking, I have a couple of things that I want to do just for like self-care and improvement, and then marking when and if I've completed them for each day of the week. So here is what it looks like overall. I'll go ahead and bring it a little bit closer to the screen so you can just see what everything looks like. Okay, and that's everything. Again, I'm really sorry about the really harsh lighting coming in. It's just about 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's how the sun comes into this room. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I will get to you as soon as I can. Have a great week, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.